This knife is a special consideration because it looks blunt. Well, it is blunt, right? Look at that. It's, again, we've got the Lego thing going on where it just has a very wide chopping part, and we can actually go in and kind of create a profile for this to make it look sharp, right? We can do that. I wonder if I should do that now. We can try. I am, so in my household, I am the resident knife sharpener. So I do know how to sharpen real knives. So maybe we can kind of apply some of our knowledge to making a plastic toy knife appear sharper than it really is. Maybe we can do that. But in order to do that, we need some sandpaper. Here we are. And we're going to use this wooden brush as kind of like a solid stand. And if we hold this knife, so this is how I actually sharpen our real knives. I hold the knife like flat to the whetstone. Pretend this is a whetstone, right? And then you're gonna tilt it up a bit, right, from the back. And what you want is, man, I forget the precise angle of it, but I've heard people say that it should be the angle of like a matchbook. If you imagine like slotting in a matchbook, you know, like those wedge-shaped matchbooks. If you sort of place a matchbook underneath a knife, that's the kind of angle you want. And you're just gonna kind of go in one direction, sharpening your knife. So let's see. Let's attempt to kind of create a sharp profile for this knife. I really don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll try. Because right now it just looks like a toy plastic knife. It looks really crappy in my opinion. So this is just a little thing that we can do to kind of make it look a little better. And ideally you want to continually switch sides. After a couple of strokes, you're going to want to switch sides so that you're sort of creating the profile for the other side of the knife. However, because this is so incredibly blunt, we can kind of go in a little harder and kind of create that profile. So yeah, it's already happening. I can kind of tell that we're getting like a beveled edge, which is what we want. And we're grinding off a lot of material here. This sanding stick, I'll have to kind of do some repairs on it to bring it back to a point where it's actually usable now, because we're basically imparting all of these plastic particles, embedding them into the sanding paper. Okay, so let's take a quick look. So yeah, now it does have slightly an angle. Dory Moth, Epo, hello! How's it going, Dory Moth? What's up? What's up? How are you doing today? Did you finish the commissioned artwork that you were working on last time? The last thing I saw was you were working on chainmail. Well, it's a very interesting technique that I haven't seen before. It looked like you had to like go in and kind of go in and wherever the edges of the chainmail met, you would have to like recreate the edges of the chainmail. I don't know how to say it properly. I'm good. I came to investigate what you're up to. I didn't finish it on stream, but you did finish it just now. Oh, very cool. So today I am working on this Maid model kit. She's pretty much done, but right now I am kind of looking at all of the parts of the model, and just to ensure that everything is nice and clean before we start to kind of paint it and stuff. And I'm taking this knife. This is like the plastic knife, and it looks very toy-like. And I'm kind of going in and sharpening it a bit to make it have a bit more of the look of a real knife. So I'm attempting to use my IRL knife sharpening skills, such as they are, because I'm not like an expert at it at any rate. And we're gonna try to make this knife look a little better by sanding the edges down. Super exciting stuff. I know. Please don't forget to breathe. This is super exciting. Ipo's making weapons. I got it. Yeah. I'm sure that's completely against Twitch's TOS. No making weapons on stream. Or I don't know. Well, I know there's people that make like cosplay weapons and stuff. I don't know if there's anyone that like sharpens or makes swords. Maybe there are people that do that on Twitch. That would be cool. I would watch. But as far as making toy weapons go, I'm sure that Twitch is cool with that. Hopefully, maybe. So let us take a look now. So yeah, it does have a bit of a beveled edge now. Like, whereas before... Before, the knife basically looked like this. It looked like a popsicle stick. So there was no edge, right? It was just blunt, right? And I've been kind of going in at an angle, right? And creating like a beveled edge. Is that the right term? And I'm just grinding off the material on both sides so that it comes to a point, right? Much like how this actual knife comes to a point. That's the strategy. And I'm already seeing a difference, which is good. Let me see. Is there a picture of the knife in the manual here? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, the actual image in the manual, it's blunt. So I thought maybe they pulled a fast one on us and tried to make it look more sharp than it really is. Dorymoth, wait, I'm sorry, are you making your own files? Oh no. Well, this here is so I have a couple of files, right? This is a 800 grit file, and this is, I think, a 300 grit file. These are just popsicle sticks that I've glued sandpaper to, right? Those are the files that I've made. And then I have a number of sponge files. These are anywhere from 1000 all the way to 2500. And we have a number of... So the answer is yes, you're making your own files. I know, I guess so, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's just, you know, I just taped some stuff to popsicle sticks. And yeah, here we've got a number of the same grades of files. All there. But some are chunky and some are thin. And this one here is a 5000 grit file. So, I don't know how into nail art you are, Dorymoth, but it may be of some interest to you that the world of nail art, the world of cosmetics, there's a bit of crossover between that world and the world of model building. And so within the past few years, we've seen a lot of tools that have been typically used in the beauty market, used for making models, things like glass files. Glass files, which have been really great, actually. I don't have any myself, but I went down to our so in Canada we have this store called Shoppers Drug Mart. Went down to the Shoppers Drug Mart just to see if they had glass files, and they do, but I was like, I don't want to spend 20 bucks on one. Although the very same kind of glass file in the hobby world is like $80 or something. So I mean, at least you would save. And yeah, there's like jewels. People use jewels, and I've actually used nail art stickers. Oh, do I have an example here? Where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. I've actually used some nail art stickers. Can we enhance? Focus! Got some dust particles there. But yeah, this is a nail art sticker pack that I bought, and I attached it to this little book. And there's a couple of things like that I've done. Right here, it's another one. Actually, this might be better. This might be easier to see. Yeah, this came from a pack of like Korean nail art stickers. But I thought that they might look really nice on a book. So I slapped them on the book, and then I hit it with a coating of matte spray to kind of take down the gloss, and it looks pretty neat. And then I even painted like a gold banding on the side. Storymoth, I am into nail art, and I didn't know they correlated. I just knew you could use them because sometimes it's cheaper. Yeah. So that's the thing. I've been occasionally I've occasionally creeped into the aisles of the beauty section in stores and stuff, looking at things that I can use. I'm like, I could use this, you know. You're so clever. You're blowing my mind. Yeah. So thank you. I mean, I don't recall anyone doing that, but I feel like it's a pretty good idea. It's such a good idea that I wouldn't be surprised if someone else had done that already in terms of using stickers and stuff. I actually snagged my actual real nail just now. So yeah, we're getting a bit of a profile on this. And yeah, in our home, I'm the one that sharpens the knives. So this is kind of what I do when I'm sharpening knives, although I would switch hands. Like I would do it from the left side to the right side. And this would be a giant whetstone, right? Instead of a little toy, a little model knife thing. Okay, so I think that's pretty okay. This side looks really good, and this side could use a bit more work. So let's try and do that, and then we'll move on. Don't creep, walk proud. Yeah, man, I'll just get in there and just. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, most people don't really care. Like when I'm in like the aisles or whatever for beauty products, it's like, people don't care. No one's gonna like ask me questions or anything. And oh yeah, and then so here, take a look at this. This is a Tamiya Weathering Master kit. So you can see that there's a tank there, right? And they make this line of weathering kits, like smoky, ash, grease, weathering, dirt and dust, like all sorts of different colors, and you apply it with a brush here like this onto your tanks and your big robots so that they can look weathered and stuff. But really, this is effectively a makeup kit. I mean, doesn't it look like one? And this particular kit here is intended for models, like human characters, human models, to create shading and shadows and blush on the flesh tones and stuff. But I've seen a number of people on YouTube, they just straight up buy the makeup kits, right? I've seen them use just straight up makeup kits for the same purpose, and it looks cool. Like, and I was looking at I was in the aisle. I was looking in the aisle, investigating what they have there, and they have like makeup kits where there's like little particles of sparkly things, like little sparkly particles. And I think that might be kind of neat to use on like on one of these kinds of models. That would be kind of neat, I think. Maybe. Okay, so let's continue on with this. We need to get that profile. Okay, actually, now let us use Dharma. That would be cool. That could be cool. Yeah, I think so. I think that might look kind of neat. Okay, so tell you what, let's get out some sanding sticks. Let's get these out. And we will attempt to kind of refine this a bit more. Maybe, I think it'll be better if we just set it steady like this. This is a sponge, so it kind of has some flex. And ideally you would probably want something stiff to kind of sharpen to kind of create this sharp knife look. But I'm using the sponge because that's what I have on hand right now. So I remember you were saying, Dorimot, that you have a model kit that is unbuilt. It's pretty cool. Have you thought about building that anytime soon? That'd be fun. And what model was it? Was it like Gundam Wing or something? I think you said it was Gundam Wing. And now we're kind of like alternating sides to kind of ensure that the blade is not creating, what do they call it? A burr. Because if you imagine that this is like the blade, right? If you continue to sand one side as like continually, it's gonna go like this, right? So you have to continue to sharpen both sides so that we get to a point like this rather than like curving one way or another. You know, before I started to really get into Twitch to stream and making YouTube videos, I did consider filming myself sharpening my own knives because I think it's really fun. I never got around to doing that because I know that like my technique could really use practice. I'm not the best at sharpening knives. I could really get better at it. And the world of knife sharpening, you know, there's just like anywhere else, there's like people watching your every move, making sure you're doing it right. Well, you know, it's the YouTube comments. My first one that's 95% done is the Death Scythe, and the others I haven't started is the big one, Hero Pilots with Wings. Oh, okay. Like, isn't that like Wing Gundam or something? I don't know. I think that's called Wing Gundam. Nice. That's cool. I have not seen the Wing Gundam show in its entirety. I don't remember every little thing about it, but I remember that show being crazy popular at the time. I feel like it was like really sort of the introduction to Gundam in the West. And yeah, like it was mad popular. And the ladies loved all those guys. It was like a boy band practically. I remember that. I used to go to Anime North, which is kind of like the big Canadian anime convention. And yeah, I remember at the time, like that whole Wing Gundam thing was so popular. Okay. Whew. I don't actually want to make this sharp, so I have to remind myself that I don't actually need to make this sharp. It just needs to give the impression of sharpness. And I think we're there. I think we're almost there. Okay. Let's leave this for now. It's no longer blunt. If you recall, at the start of this, it looked like this. on the sharp side it looked like this, right? And now it looks like this. It's a lot more like coming to a point here. Is this a better angle? Yeah. You can see that it kind of comes to a point. And we could go a little crazier and do more, but I think that's good enough for now. It just looks a little more knife-like, and we're gonna paint this all something different to kind of, you know, because now it's just, right now it's just gold and it looks weird, like I don't know, a gold knife? I don't know. So we're gonna paint all of these gold parts will get paint on it, and hopefully they'll look a little more interesting.